y'all, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to quickly come on here and make a second video, response video, update video to my last video, which was how I got hired at Whole Foods, my job application process, interview process, and all of that. And yeah, I just wanted to make an update for you guys and tell you guys how it's going. It's been about a month since I've been hired, and I'm just going to explain what it's like working at Whole Foods. So for starters, I just wanted to let you guys know we get paid $15 an hour, and so that's a lot more than what I used to get paid at my previous job, which was $8 an hour. And if you're asking me, I did more work at my old job than I do at Whole Foods. However, at Whole Foods, they do have a higher expectation for their workers. So you could say that the work is pretty equal because, you know, while at my old job, I was making less money, the expectations for the, you know, coworkers or crew members or whatnot, whatever you want to call it, were lower than they are for Whole Foods, but they pay you more. So let's get into what it's like working at Whole Foods. On your first day, you're typically going to be trained. I'm sure you guys already knew that. I was trained by this amazing person. She trained me so well, broke it down, took it step by step, made sure I understood everything. And me personally, I caught on pretty fast because I had experience working in not a grocery store, but something like a grocery store. So it was pretty easy for me to catch up and, you know, process what she was saying. So basically, she showed me around the store. She took me on a tour, so I knew where everything was. And of course, you know, Whole Foods is huge, so you're probably not gonna know where everything is unless you shop there every day or something. I don't know. But she took me all around the store, made sure I knew where everything is. And then we got to the front, and I watched her run her register for about 2 or 3 hours, just watching. And she gave me like a stapled sheet of PLUs. And if you guys don't know what PLUs are, they're basically codes for like fruit and vegetables. So, you know, if you guys have ever been shopping and you've noticed there was like a little sticker on your banana or on your apple, the numbers that come with that are the PLU. And for most grocery stores, people just scan the item, or you just like look it up, like you can type in what the item is. But for Whole Foods, you can't do that. You have to literally type in the PLU. And so at some point, you're gonna have to memorize all those codes. And when I tell you guys, like, I've been to grocery stores, you know, like small little farmers markets and stuff, and they have like different kinds of fruits and vegetables, but Whole Foods has things I've never heard of in my entire life before working there. And, you know, a lot of you probably already know what these fruits and vegetables already, you know, you probably know what they are. And so you probably won't be confused, but I was very confused. I had no idea what a delicata was, and I didn't know a Japanese sweet potato existed, or a heirloom tomato, stuff like that. You're gonna have to get familiar with a lot of different fruits and vegetables, and make sure you know how to recognize them, and make sure that you know the PLU for them so that you ring people up faster. Otherwise, they're just looking at you like, what are you doing? Anyways, so I watched her for 2 hours, and after like 2 or so hours went by, I started bagging for her. And so basically what I was just doing was throwing the food in the bag, making sure that it was all packaged together, and then giving it to the customer. And so once we finished doing that, she put me on the register. And I'm not gonna say I did bad, because I don't think I did bad. I think I did pretty good for my first time, not knowing any of the PLUs. And really at first, she was good because she was just shouting them out to me. She was telling me, oh, this one's this number, this one's this number. So I wasn't just looking through this big book, like, where do you find this? You know, and that's how my training went. So let me get into what are the pros and cons of working as a cashier at Whole Foods. So the pros are, you obviously get paid more. There are a lot of days where, you know, the manager or whatnot, the store leader, whatever you call them, ATL, I think, they'll give you like free food, free drinks if you're working really hard. They'll, you know, make sure that your mental health is okay. Like if you have anxiety or something where you just like need to take a break, they're very, you know, helpful when it comes to having things like this happen to you. So they're like, oh yeah, go ahead and we'll be out and we'll handle your register while you're getting your mental state together. So yeah, it's a good job. They don't overwork you. They ask you. In my personal opinion, they don't do many call-ins. And if you don't know what a call-in is, it's basically when they call you in on your off day. I haven't gotten a call-in yet, and like I said, I've been working there for almost a month. So that's a really good pro for me because I don't like working on my scheduled off days. They're very organized. I would say that there's an app that you use to view your schedule and your time card and how much you're going to get paid, when you're going to get paid, swapping shifts. That's a very smooth process with Whole Foods, I can say. I've had no problems with that thus far. Talking to managers, fixing your schedule, all of that, it goes by really smooth where I'm at in my location. So I would say that that is definitely a pro. For the cons, they're very nitpicky, but I would say the PLU is not necessarily a con, but it's the biggest struggle working at Whole Foods and getting a new job. It's very difficult when you have customers who come in with like huge carts of items, and it's like most of it is fruits or vegetables that you have to like manually type in, and they're just looking at you like, hurry up, like get my food together and package so I can dip. And I'm just like, I don't know how to put this in. I'm so sorry. You know, like that's very difficult sometimes. But other than that, it's not really that bad. But other than fruits and vegetables, you also have to look up the PLUs for like cookies, like individual cookies, water. Like when you refill water, so you have a refillable water station. When people use that, you have to look up the PLUs for that. And it's just some other small stuff like bakery items and such. But other than that, you don't really have to look up much. It's pretty easy. So I would say that's not a con, but not a pro. It's like in the middle. I would say another con is not being able to, or at least at my location, not being able to wear, you know, certain apparel. You can't wear any apparel that has like initials or writing or anything on it, especially not any political stuff. And I guess that's to satisfy the customer, because I guess customers got a little upset when we first started wearing masks, and they saw what they didn't agree with, and they made sure that we didn't wear that again. And again, I don't think it's more Whole Foods' fault as it is people just being nitpicky about certain things. However, I feel like it shouldn't matter what people do or don't like. It should matter how your employees feel as much as your customers, and making sure that your employees feel as comfortable as your customers. But like I said, that's very nitpicky. It's not a big deal for me. I'm gonna wear this to work. It has patterns on it. Technically, you know, you're not supposed to wear stuff with like too much designer patterns, but it's patterns. There's nothing on it. Who's gonna get upset by a scarf? I don't know. Some customers do. So that's another con. And I really wouldn't say that I have any other issues with Whole Foods, really. It's just a straightforward job. The PLUs are probably going to be your biggest challenge. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't say pros and cons. I would say pros and challenges, because they aren't really bad things. I honestly really love having this job. I really love the people that I'm working with. I feel like they're very down to earth and not uppity. Not that I've had to work with people who are just really uppity, but I just think it's good to have people who are down to earth, who you can have simple conversations with, and having pretty good customers for the most part. So yeah, at the end of the day, I really like working at Whole Foods. I really like my environment and the people that I'm around. And if you really want a job, you know, I would recommend it for like a second or third job. But if you are real comfortable with being in a grocery environment, then go ahead and apply as a first job. But I really do enjoy working here, and I really would recommend it to other people. So I guess that would conclude this video. I talked about the interview and all of that other stuff in my last video. So if you wanted to see what it's like, the hiring process, the application process, the interview process, then go check out my last video. But other than that, that is the end of this one, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you have any questions or you want another update maybe later on after this seasonal I guess you could say flood of Thanksgiving and Christmas, if you guys want to see an update on what it was like working at Whole Foods during Thanksgiving and Christmas, please let me know, and I will make another video for you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.